Welcome back to the deep dive. For this special capstone deep dive, we're tackling something pretty fundamental.
Yeah, we really are.
What if the key to, a really flourishing life isn't just mastering different skills one by one, but understanding how everything, what you think, how you feel, what you do is all like deeply connected.
That's exactly it. We spent the season looking at perception, action, and will, the big three Stoic disciplines.
Right, we've broken them down individually.
But today, we're weaving them together, showing how they're not separate subjects at all.
They're part of a loop, a dynamic loop.
Precisely. A continuous dynamic loop. This idea is absolutely central to Stoicism. It's the framework, really.
Okay, so not just theory then.
Not at all. The real power, the wisdom, comes from seeing how they work together. There's synergy.
And that's our mission today, isn't it? To unpack that integration for you. We want to show how correct perception leads to correct action.
And a disciplined will lets you accept the outcomes.
Which then feeds back and shapes your future perceptions. It closes the loop.
Exactly. And this isn't just, philosophy for academics. It's a practical way to navigate life, everyday life.
Think of it as maybe a shortcut to getting how it all fits together. Real self-mastery.
And hopefully you'll have some aha moments as we connect these dots. We're drawing straight from the Stoics' ancient and modern interpretations.
This integrated view, it sounds like where the real impact of Stoicism lies.
I think so. It moves from individual exercises to a whole way of being.
Okay, so to really get this loop, let's quickly revisit the three disciplines, but with this integration in mind.
Good idea. Not as separate islands, but as interconnected parts of the same continent, setting the stage for how they play together.
Right. So first up, perception, how we see the world. Fundamentally, it's the lens, right? How you interpret things, assign meaning. It's not just what happens.
But what you decide, it means. Ryan Holiday puts that really well. It's an active thing you do inside.
And this is huge because our judgments, they're so powerful, but often automatic. We just react.
We do. We slap good or bad on things without really thinking. John Sellers points out how the Stoics challenged this.
How so?
They said, look, nothing external is inherently good or bad. It's just stuff, matter in motion.
Like a new car isn't good in itself.
Exactly. Or a promotion. It's metal and plastic. Or a title. The goodness is what we judge it to be. Only a virtuous character, your inner state, is genuinely good.
That's a major shift in perspective.
It's the starting point. Recognizing true good is internal, in your character, not out there. That refines your perception. Marcus Aurelius would mentally strip things down, remember, to their basic components.
Yeah, to see them clearly, without the illusion.
Right. And they had practices for this, like negative visualization.
Which sounds negative.
Yeah, the name's a bit misleading.
Yeah.
William Irvine explains, it's not about being morbid. It's like living as if today might be your last. Not to go wild, but to really appreciate being alive. To stop squandering time. It changes your whole state of mind. Makes you value the present.
So it fosters gratitude, makes you focus on what matters?
Exactly. Seneca often thought about his own mortality, not to be gloomy, but to realize how much time we waste worrying about a short life we don't fully use.
And there's another practice, the participant and spectator.
Ah, yes, Epictetus' idea. Cultivating an inner Stoic observer.
Yeah.
So you're in your life, participating, but also watching yourself, analyzing.
Like having a detached part of you observing.
Sort of. Marcus Aurelius urged the same thing. Examine your actions, your motives, their value. It stops you being run by impulses.
Like a wild beast, as he put it. Keeps your reason in charge.
Precisely. And the outcome of all this? Managing perception. Holiday says it filters out prejudice, expectation, fear. Leaves you with truth.
Which gives you control over your judgments.
And here's the kicker. Epictetus said control over judgments means
complete control over your life. Because you decide what matters, what you desire, how you act.
Bingo. Your happiness isn't fragile, dependent on externals. It's in your hands.
Okay, that flows perfectly into the next part. Action. What we do.
From seeing to doing.
And it's not just random movement, is it? It's choices, behaviors, responses, intentional stuff.
Right. Lawrence Becker talked about actions having a causal structure. Assent and impulse are key.
Impulse. Like a sudden urge.
Not quite in the Stoic sense. An impulse is more like a belief about the value of a potential action. It's the engine behind intentional action.
So it connects directly back to perception.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your actions are always driven by what you think will be good for you, even if you're mistaken. Your beliefs, your perceptions, fuel your behavior.
Which leads to this idea of appropriate action, kathekon.
Yes, Epictetus' second big topic.
Big on.
Long explains. These are actions measured by our roles, our relationships,
Nike.
civic duties, family responsibilities, how you treat friends, your sense of ethics, even reverence. Basically, doing the right thing in your context, fulfilling your roles virtuously.
And knowledge plays a role here, too. It's not just about abstract thinking.
Definitely not. True theorizing, studying nature, logic, it's not separate from action. It's done with a view to living accordingly.
So understanding how the world works should guide how you live. Practical knowledge.
Always. Knowledge informs virtuous conduct.
And the result of this discipline, what's the goal?
Building your life intentionally. Holiday and Hanselman put it as building your life action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible.
Our actions define us, how we engage with life.
They do. And think of Viktor Frankl. His whole idea of logotherapy emphasizes that a meaningful life comes from engagement, from purposeful action. What we do is how we find and express purpose.
Okay, perception is the lens, action is the engagement, which brings us to will, the inner fortress.
That's a good way to put it, how we face what's beyond our control.
So it's about inner resolve, commitment to virtue, acceptance.
All of that. Your unwavering commitment and that radical acceptance of what you can't change.
This connects to Epictetus again, doesn't it? His focus on unimpeded volition.
Absolutely central. Volition is our capacity for self-determination, our choice. And Epictetus stressed it's unimpeded. Nothing external can truly block your ability to choose your response.
So freedom isn't controlling the world.
It's controlling your response. That power is always yours. God or nature entrusted you with yourself with this capacity. That's true freedom, ultimate personal sovereignty.
And this inner freedom allows you to cultivate equanimity.
Yes. Lopez and Pigliucci talk about this. Serenity, whether times are good or bad.
Seneca mentioned joy too, right? Not just calmness.
He did. A deep joy, constant cheerfulness coming from within, finding delight in your own resources, not dependent on external validation. Musonius Rufus agreed, a cheerful disposition follows naturally from living this way.
It's not fake positivity then.
Not at all. It's resilient contentment, a wellspring inside you that external events can't really drain.
Because we don't control much externally. Possessions, reputation.
Very little. But Epictetus nails it. We control what truly matters for our well-being, our inner self, judgments, responses.
So if your happiness depends on externals,
it's incredibly vulnerable. The disciplined will asserts control over your internal world, making happiness robust. Frankl saw this in the camps, the freedom of the will to choose one's attitude even in hell. His survival was a testament to it.
So the ultimate goal here is what Marcus Aurelius said. Rule all my desires with reason and discretion.
Pretty much. Control your internal landscape, control your happiness. Be self-determining within the limits of reality.
Okay. Wow. We've recapped the pieces. Perception, action, will. Now, the really interesting part, how they connect.
Yes. This is where the engine starts humming. They're not just side by side, they're interwoven, creating that loop.
The virtuous loop. Let's trace it. Starting with perception, leading to correct action.
Right. And the connection is, well, seamless once you're practiced. You're understanding your perception. It doesn't just inform your action, it dictates it, propels it.
Like the broken mug story.
Classic Epictetus. Your favorite mug shatters, the automatic response, anger, frustration, perception of loss.
Yeah, you feel wronged, unlucky.
But Epictetus says, pause. Look, tell yourself it was a mug. Mugs break. I enjoyed it while I had it.
That's a deliberate reframing.
A powerful one. You shift the perception from loss to natural occurrence, appreciating the past use, and that immediately dictates the action. Acceptance, not anger. Tranquility.
It's about stoic indifference, not callousness, but the event doesn't compromise your inner core.
Exactly. Your will stays undisturbed. Intellect becomes behavior right there.
Makes sense. You regain control over your emotions. What about Seneca's advice? Feigning anger? That sounds tricky.
It does seem counterintuitive for a Stoic, doesn't it? But think about it. Your perception is, this person acts like a child. Reason won't work.
Okay.
So the reasoned action might be to feign anger, strategically, to get through to them. The anger isn't real. It's a tool.
But doesn't that disrupt your inner peace?
But Seneca adds the crucial bit. Do it with minimal disruption of our own tranquility. Your clear perception enables a strategic action without losing your inner calm. Your will is untouched. You're acting from reason, observing your own performance. Big difference from uncontrolled rage.
Okay, I see the distinction. It's reasoned action versus emotional reaction. How does this apply to bigger things, like obstacles? The obstacle is the way. Seems relevant here.
Hugely relevant. It's a prime example. When you perceive an obstacle not as a defeat, but as an opportunity,
To test yourself, learn, practice virtue.
your action completely changes. You don't despair or avoid, you engage. Marcus Aurelius said to gladly accept the obstacle, shift your attention. Another action will immediately take its place.
So the perception transforms the problem into a challenge.
And your action becomes constructive. You're building your life, even through adversity. It's an incredibly adaptive mindset driven by perception.
That really shows the perception to action link. Okay, let's follow the loop. How does action then shape our will?
Right. It's not just about doing the right thing once. Consistent, appropriate action and how you handle the results, that's what forges your inner resolve, your will.
It builds character through experience.
Exactly. Think about Seneca's analogy about adversity. The general sending his best soldiers into the toughest battles.
Yeah.
He suggests God, or nature, does the same, sends the hardest challenges to the most worthy. So experiencing adversity isn't just bad luck. It can be seen as a mark of having a virtuous character already.
That's a fascinating reframe. And the flip side, too much ease.
Seneca warned against it. Unending luxury can make us lazy, complacent, ungrateful, reveals a weak will. So every trial you face with integrity, every appropriate action in difficulty, it builds and strengthens your will. It's the crucible.
Action refines the will. Strength comes from the response, not avoiding struggle.
Precisely. And look at Viktor Frankl again, his choice in the camps.
To stay with his patients, even when he could have escaped.
An unbelievable action. Duty, compassion, in the absolute worst conditions. That choice, that action, didn't just test his will. It actively reinforced it. It strengthened his sense of choice, his personal empowerment, his commitment to meaning beyond himself.
His actions solidified his inner freedom.
They proved, as Sagi writes, you can stand against these conditions, even if only through an attitude chosen. The action forged the will. External horrors couldn't crush the spirit that chose its response.
Incredible. What about the Socrates ball-playing analogy?
Ah, Epictetus again. Brilliant metaphor. Socrates faced the worst. Prison, exile, poison, loss of family, catastrophes.
The absolute worst.
But Epictetus says that was just the context of his game. Socrates still deftly played and handled the ball. His actions showed skill, but crucially also indifference as to its object, a mere ball.
He treated the externals like the game pieces, not the score.
Kind of. His will was focused on playing virtuously, skillfully, regardless of whether the ball was freedom or poison. He didn't let externals define his worth or shatter his calm. This demonstrates how consistent virtuous action, especially under pressure, strengthens that inner resolve. His actions shaped his will.
Okay, so perception drives action. Action forges will. Now, the final link. Will influencing future perception.
This completes the cycle. A strengthened will, built through action and acceptance, gives you this amazing ability to reinterpret future events. It changes your perception, reinforcing the whole loop.
Like putting on new glasses, seeing things differently.
Exactly. Take the ultimate external death. Farnsworth calls it the most frightening prospect.
Yeah, universal fear, no control.
Right. But the will to confront it, to analyze it stoically, teaches you it's hard to see accurately. It's not inherently awful. It's painless. Maybe a process, not a sudden horror.
So through contemplation, an act of will.
You internalize this. Your will transforms your perception of death. It drains the terror, gives you an important liberty. You choose to perceive it differently, breaking its hold over your present peace.
That's profound mastery. What about Marcus Aurelius's retiring of thyself, turning inward?
A core practice. That deliberate will to withdraw from external chaos isn't just for quiet time. It's to purge thy soul thoroughly.
To cleanse the mind.
Yes. And that act of fortifying your inner world then reshapes your perception when you re-engage with the outside. You become well pleased with those things whatsoever they be because your inner peace isn't dependent on them anymore.
Your will builds the inner citadel.
Exactly, as Haidt called it. It makes your inner fortress strong, influencing every future perception. You see things differently because you are different inside. Your foundation is solid.
And this leads to that stoic joy Seneca talked about.
It's the outcome. That deep, unshakable joy cultivated by a disciplined will. It fundamentally changes how you perceive everything. You find delight in his own resources internally, not chasing fleeting external pleasures.
So your will shapes your reality by shaping your perception.
Precisely. That inner contentment influences how you see the world. allowing you to approach it with a stable, well-disposed mind.
Wow. Okay, so putting it all together, this integration is Stoicism, really.
It's the genius of it. Labelle sums up Epictetus's prescription. Mastering desires will, performing duties action, thinking clearly about yourself and others, perception. It's all there.
Working together.
And no shortcuts, right? Epictetus stressed. Correct judgment perception, together with a single-minded exertion, will to shape one's life accordingly. Action, they work in concert.
A lifelong commitment.
Yeah, to achieve what Zeno called a good flow of life, or Seneca's peacefulness and constant tranquility.
Which doesn't come from mastering just one part.
But from the harmonious, continuous operation of all three, constantly cycling through, perceive, act, will, re-perceive. That's the path to eudaimonia, that flourishing well-being.
So living this loop isn't just theory.
Absolutely not. Look at Seneca himself. His life in Nero's court banishment, power, forced suicide, extreme danger.
His stoicism was tested daily.
It was how he perceived the danger, how he tried to act strategically, how he maintained his will, even at the end, leaving the pattern of my life as his legacy. He fought to keep his inner tranquility untouched by the external madness.
A powerful, if tragic example, it really underscores that learning to live well
is a lifetime task, as Sellers says, never finished. It needs that constant practice, preserving one's time and devoting it to oneself. An act of will.
Refining perceptions, guiding actions, strengthening will, endlessly.
It's an ongoing dance, building an inner architecture that transforms everything. Each part informs and strengthens the others. A virtuous spiral upwards.
So as we wrap this up, the main takeaway is clear. Perception, action, will aren't separate boxes. They're linked.
Inextricably. In a powerful dynamic loop that shapes your reality, shapes your character. Understanding the interplay is key.
And your journey, your practice isn't about perfection.
No, it's about mindful, consistent engagement with this loop. And you have the power to influence it, starting right now, by choosing how you perceive things. That's often the entry point.
So here's something to think about. What new freedom, what deeper calm, maybe even what unexpected joy might open up for you?
If you consciously started integrating your perceptions, actions, and will. If you started living inside that dynamic loop starting today.
That's definitely something to mull over, a journey worth considering. Until next time, keep diving deep.